Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you a requested tutorial from my group on how to cut this stylish dress with a side ruche. This dress is from Omi Stitches, so without much wasting time, let's go ahead to mark our pattern. I marked my shoulder to bust, under bust, waist, and I got my top length. So after my top length, I added 2 extra inches apart from the folding allowance. This is because this dress has a ruche by the side, and this will help the length of the dress not to shorten. So after this, I'll go ahead to mark my shoulder divided by 2, come down by 1 inch, place my ruler, and I'll draw my shoulder slope. Next, you're going to mark your neckline of 3 inches, and I'll mark 2 inches here, and I'll connect. After I'm done connecting, I'll go ahead to find my chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Mine is 7. I made a mark and I'll draw out a straight line there. On the chest line, I'll go ahead and mark what I have on the shoulder back at that point. Place my ruler and I'm going to connect. After connecting, I'm going to go ahead to divide what I have at that point into 2 and mark. I'll come out by ½ inch and go ahead to mark my bust circumference divided by 4 at this side. Now I'm going to go ahead to connect from here to this point and then to the upper part. After I'm done connecting, the next step is just to insert your measurement. There's no dart on this pattern. Mark your bust circumference divided by 4, and I'll be adding 1 inch for the joining allowance because of the ruche by the side. I'll mark my under bust circumference divided by 4 and add 1 inch. Mark my waist circumference divided by 4, mark 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Mark my hip circumference at my blouse length and add 1 inch. Now extend it to the lower part of my pattern, which is that extra 2 inches I added. I added that extra 2 inches just in case when I draw the ruche at the other side, it will not really reduce the length of my dress. Now I'll go ahead to connect and go up by ½ inch to create a little roundish effect at the lower part of my dress. Now I'll just go ahead to use my scissors to cut out my pattern. And while cutting my pattern, I'm not going to take it all the way up because of the extension we have at the dress, the upper part of this dress. So this dress has like a cut together effect on one side of the shoulder. So from here at this point of the shoulder, I'll go out by either 1.5 to 3 inches. This totally depends on the extension you want on this side. So for me, I used 2.5, and I'll go ahead to connect. When you're connecting, go ahead to bend it a little so that it's going to relax at the arm of your dress, like as if you have a cut together there, but the cut together will now be relaxing. So if you leave it like a straight line, it will be popping up and it will not relax. So I'll place my ruler from here and I will draw out this part of my sleeve. Now from the shoulder point, I measured extra 7 inches. This totally depends on the length of the shoulder you want to use. If you want to use 4 inches, 5 or 6 inches, go ahead to use that. I went in by ½ inch here, and from here I'll come in by 2 inches. Now I'll go ahead to extend my neckline to draw out the fallen shoulder effects I have at this point, and I'll use my marker to mark. After I'm done marking at this point, I'll go ahead to place my ruler. Instead of drawing out a straight line, I'll tilt it a little so that the part going towards the armhole will slope in, just like when you attach your sleeve to the dress, so that the lower part will not be dropping out. So I connected it down to the bust area, and this is what I have. Now I'll just go ahead to cut this out. So for this particular dress, you're going to use one pattern to cut both for the front and the back part of this dress, because there's no zipper at the back of the dress, and it's best to also use a stretchy fabric, a fabric that is a bit stretchy to make it. So now what you're going to do is to add ½ inch at the upper part of the shoulder to join it. So when you're joining this dress at the lower part, after joining it, you might end up going ahead to weave out the lower part or to just fold it a little. So by the side, you're going to be joining it by 1 inch. After joining your dress by 1 inch, the remaining 1 inch allowance that you use in joining it, you're going to fold it by the side and you're going to top stitch it. That way, creating a channel by the side of your dress. So now you're going to start top stitching from the front to the back, just like when you're sewing down the allowance on your shirt by the side. That way you're creating a channel. You make a little rope to pass your thread. Another way to do this is after sewing out that 1 inch, just like you're creating a boning channel at the back of your corset, you can go ahead to create something like that at both sides of the sides you want to have a ruche. And after you're done doing that, you're going to pass a rope and create a ruche by the side. And when you drag it, you're going to have a ruche effect by the side. So if you have any question, go ahead to ask.